A beautiful morning to you, and welcome to Prime Media TV. It's a new month, and we'll bring to you something new, something interesting, especially for the youth, for those in relationship. This moment is called therapy moment. It is a moment that will interest you, that will inspire you, a moment you will learn something that will help your relationship to thrive. I am your host, Nwachukwu C. Treasure. So before we go into all we have for you today, I will go on a quick break. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, and thank you for staying tuned. Um, this moment is the therapy moment. Oftentimes, we notice there are, Nigeria is a very religious country where so many people tag so many things to be uh, ungodly, to be seen, based on their belief. So there are some churches that you see that do not permit relationship, that do not permit courtship before marriage. I know of one whereby you do not have the right to meet the very one you want to spend the rest of your life with. And this thing has lots of consequences because we note that marriage today is not what it used to be in the days of our forefathers. All right. So there are certain things that we need to consider, certain steps that need to be put in place before you say I do to any man or to any woman. So today what we have for you is going on a date and the importance in a relationship. You know, going on a date with the guy, going on a date with a lady, the importance of it in a relationship is going to interest you. All right, you see, going on a date is a path towards finding that true person, the person in that the true person in that man, in that lady you have chosen to spend your life with. In going on dates, you find out certain hidden traits in them. It is not enough to see yourself in church. I happen to be a member of a church where you do not have, they don't permit, open relationship. They say when you see somebody, you have to start praying, and you go to, after you have prayed, you have to go to the, you can't even go to the lady, or you can't even go to the parent. You have to go to woman leader, and stuff like that. And these people have failed to understand that this earth is not just governed by spirituality alone. We have divinity, we have humanity. God has given and set some principles to govern this earth. If you don't get to know somebody, how do you be able to cope? How will you be able to cope with that person along the line? All right. So, dating, going on a date, going out with somebody enables you to understand yourself, to understand each other, to understand the weaknesses of that person. All right. It helps you to figure out, some parts of that person that you may never know. You cannot know a man from a distance. Somebody, no matter how regular you speak with someone over the phone, it's not enough for you to know everything about that person. So now, what does going on dates help us to do? How is going on dates important? Sometimes People go on dates just to eat, just to sometimes they go to swim, go to catch fun. Going on dates shouldn't just be for fun alone. It is an opportunity for you as a lady to understand the kind of people your man hangs out with. It is an opportunity for you as a man to understand, sometimes when you go out, some unforeseen occurrences happens. It is a time for you to understand how your man, how your lady will react to situations. A situation that was not planned for. It is a time for you to understand how your man handles finance. It is a time for you to understand how your woman can manage finance. So we are looking at the first reason or first importance of going on a date in a relationship. And here I have learning financial standing. Learning financial standing. In relationship, dating gives you the opportunity to get to know how well your spouse does with money. There are some ladies that they are out there to consume. All right, they don't care. They are not concerned with how you lavish money. They're not concerned with with the fact that if you spend, sometimes you want to go out with a lady and they want to come along with her friends, and you end up footing the bill. you know you because you want to be the good man. You say, I'm coming with my friend, I would like to come with my friends. Somebody coming, going on a date with you, or going, you are taking your lady to a party or to somewhere, and you want to bring like 5 of our friends, and they're my friends, I can't go out to tax them. Then who foot the bills when you get there? Going on a date helps you to learn how to to understand your financial standing. As a lady, you go out with a guy, you want to show off. You want to buy everything. When for example, in a party, they are calling for who we do this. You want to come out and to show that he's a big boy. You want to, if you continues with such, it means the family is going to suffer, some financial issues. So going on a date helps you to learn your financial stand. It gives you the opportunity to have discussion, financial discussion. And I tell you, every mature relationship that will lead to marriage need to have this discussion, financial discussion. How do you manage your finance? How do you manage the resources in your hand? Right? It is important part of every mature relationship. You need to make it a goal to communicate openly with your partner. How you manage your finance. This will enable you to know if your spouse is good with money or they are financially irresponsible. There are so many people who are financially irresponsible. When money enters their hand, they can do anything, not minding that there could be miscellaneous needs that arises that you never planned for. There could be matters that will arise that was not in plan, that will be very, that will require urgent attention. So if you spend everything, if you have a man who want to lavish everything, hoping that another one, or with the mindset that another one will come, it will be a problem. The family will have a problem. Imagine where you have kids, and if the need is not arising from your side as a mother, as a wife, it will arise from the side of the kids. If your husband is a man who does not manage money very well, if your wife is the type that want to spend all the money on clothing, is a one that engage in a form of competition with friends. My friends are wearing this. If you have a wife, a woman who want to follow every trend, it becomes a problem, because every dime that comes into her hands, she wants to buy what is latest. She wants to buy what is trending. All right. So it becomes a problem. So going on a date will give you room to understand how both of you manage finance. All right. This will equally, engage in a financial discussion why your relationship is in progress, will enable you to understand if both of you can have a joint account. I tell you, you don't want to have a joint account with somebody who is extravagant. You don't want to have a joint account. There are couples today who have joint account. It is based on mutual financial understanding that can make you to say, yes, I will have a financial, I mean, a joint account with this person, or will run our account separately. It will equally help you. You know, the number two reason or importance of going on a date in a relationship is it helps you to understand if your future aligns. It's quite unfortunate, like I earlier stated, that some people go out when they say they are going out on a date, dinner party, dinner date, whatever. Their own mindset is just about the fun, what to eat, what to drink. You know, they don't take time to discuss. Meanwhile, going on a date is a time where you engage in a discussion that will prove if both of you future have an aligned future together. Marriage is partnership. All right. If you don't want to partner with somebody who does not have alignment with you, it will be a whole stress for you. The load will be on one sided one person. All right. So it is an avenue that will give you room for discussions like your location. Where do you want to stay after marriage? There are people that after marriage, they don't want to stay close to their parent as a lady. There are guys that have, you need to you communicate your mind. Where would both of you want to stay after? Do you want to relocate out of the country? Do you want to leave the state? Do you want to leave the area? In course of relationship on dating, you discuss things like that. Your career, what do you want to become? What sometimes we see people who some ladies who sacrifice their career to support their husband's career. Sometimes we see a man who can sacrifice his own career to support that. When you discover that, based on mutual understanding, that the career of the man can take care of the family if supported, you can decide to sacrifice and say, okay, after marriage, I will join you, we'll build an empire, we'll build this thing together. If you discover that you have a woman whose dream, whose vision is higher than your own, and you know that if you support him, you mean you support her, it will take care of the family. There's nothing bad there. Based on mutual communication, mutual understanding, you can decide to, after marriage, all of us will join forces together on this business, on this thing you are doing, and take it to the next level. You can have discussion like your family. Don't be surprised. There are sometimes you are in a relationship with a guy who does not want to be a father immediately. Meanwhile, you as a lady, you want to be a father immediately. All right. So in course of your relationship, before you go to the altar, there is need for you to have this conversation. You can't. These things are not things you discuss over the phone. These things are things you sit down sometimes while taking some one or two and discuss these things. All right, you argue and balance it. What what when do you want to become a mother? Sometimes some people want to, okay, after marriage, okay, I would like us to have like 1 year, before we start raising kids, so that we can come together and build up something that can take care of our kids. Sometimes you can say, okay, well, immediately, me, I'm not waiting. The wife can say, me, you know. So if there is no proper understanding, if these things are not communicated, and if both of you are in on one note, there will be issue. That is why you see somebody will get pregnant and say, who is responsible? Who told you I'm ready to be a father? Are you sure? Things like that, because both of you are not on the same page. So you need to decide the family. The lady might want to be a mother immediately. It is women that go on menopause, easily. So they want to be a mother. Is the man ready? Things like this and more are all important aspects to note about your potential future with someone. Things like this, you want to discover about your home. Sometimes the man might have planned to, okay, oh, I want to buy a house. Why the lady, this place you are, let's still manage it for some time before we talk of doing that. There is need to have mutual understanding. Also, having children must be a mutual decision. To ask your partner, it is important you ask your partner how they feel about before you become too deep in the relationship. It is important to have these things sorted out before you become. That is to avoid some emotional trauma. You need to be on the same page with your partner. The third thing or importance of going on a date in a relationship is it enables you to meet family and friends. It enables you to meet the family and friends of that your spouse. Going on a date in a relationship gives you the benefit of knowing your spouse's close friends and family. You get to know the kind of people the man hang out with. You get to know the kind of people, they say, show me your friend and I will tell you who you are. You get to know, they say, bird of the same feather flocks together. You get to know that man, that lady, through the kind of people she calls her best friends, through the kind of people he calls her besties. You get to know people who are his close associates. One of the problems you don't want to face in marriage is to marry somebody who has no authority figure. Somebody, a man who has no authority figure in his life, who has no one that you can report him to. It's sitting on a time bomb. Because in that marriage, there is going to be time where somebody needs to be tamed, somebody needs to be talked to. Who talks to him? When he fails to hear from you, who can you report him to? So going on a date gives you the opportunity of knowing the people, the family members of your people. It gives you the opportunity of knowing the kind of people he hangs out with. If your man does not drink, but regularly hang out with people that drink, he will definitely drink someday. If your man or your lady, your woman is someone who is not cheating but hangs out with ladies who are into multiple relationships, it's a matter of time. People we spend time with have a way of influencing us. People, what you hear on daily basis has a way of influencing your action. What you see regularly has impact. So let not be deceived. Let not be deceived. When you move with the wrong people, there is every tendency that is going to affect the way you think, affect the way you do things. All right. So going on dates while in relationship, it's an opportunity for you to know and to meet the people that are close associates of your spouse. It helps you to know how they behave around other people. Sometimes you are out and there is an issue and somebody will flame up. You go out with somebody and with a lady, and just because the bar attendant mistakenly did something, she's so aggressive that she can slap the person. Going out on a date help you to understand how people react to unforeseen situations. It makes you to understand. Sometimes you are with a man in a place, in a party, and he cannot get his eyes off other ladies. While both of you are discussing, you can see very vividly that he's distracted by a lady that just passed by. When you go on a date, it is easy for you to notice some red flags in the person you are intending, or you might have been intending to spend the rest of your life with. So it is very important to go on a date. And the last but not the least, because of our time, is it puts the relationship to test. It puts the relationship to test. When you go, dating, going on a date, it's another medium to test your relationship. How? It open door for you and your partner to learn how to handle unexpected situations. When you go on a date and just imagine you plan to go to a place and along the line something happened, and that requires a diversion of attention, diversion of monetary attention that has been budgeted for something. How do you respond to it? Will that lady say, me any whatever is the case, so must go out, I must take ice cream, what will be the reaction when there is an unforeseen occurrence? Going out on date help you to put to test that relationship, right? Before getting serious in a relationship, you should ensure that your partner is someone who is patient. Before you get so deep in a relationship, how patient is that guy? How patient is that lady when all that she is asking for is not available? When things turn around, when there are pressure, can she be patient? Now, someone who is loving, someone who is supportive. Now you are in a relationship with someone that say, I love you, and mistakenly there is pregnancy, and the man is making you feel like he has never had intercourse with you. He's making you feel like both of you have never had things together. All right? Just because things have turned the other way around. When situation becomes hard, you need to know how supportive this man can be, how supportive this lady can be. You were working and you were earning good sum, and you every weekend, every month end, you send her money, you take her out, but all because currently you have lost your job, and you can no longer do those things you used to do for her. You have become rag before her. Going on dates will enable you to put your relationship to test. How will she react? How will she be to you when there is no much money, when you don't have a job? What will that respect still be there? Will that love still be there? All right. How supportive and how strong can she be when situation gets hard? In conclusion, going on dates is an essential step towards finding your forever person. There is the you in you can only, on that day, Jesus Christ came down after fasting for 40 days and he was very hungry. He saw the fig tree from afar and was attracted. He never noticed that the fig tree was without fruit, not until he gets close. When you get close to people, you get to know deep things about them. When you get close to people, you get to know more things that you never can tell. You never wouldn't have known by just communicating over the phone. No matter how long, how many hours both of you talk on calls, it's not enough. Going on a date is very, very crucial. It helps both of you to learn to communicate and see how your future aligns. Through going on dates, you both will learn and grow your experience, together, and you will see your relationship progress towards marriage. All I want you to understand, if you're in a relationship today, it is important that once in a while you go on a date. It is important that you go on a date to know that man, to know that lady, to know her family, to know her friends. It is very, very important. Go on a date. Sometimes it is important that you intentionally do certain things to know the reaction of the other person. It will really be important that you get to know this person you want to spend your forever with before it is too late. All right, this is the last we can take for today because of our time. So we want to thank you so much for staying tuned, for watching us. Do well to follow us in all our social handle. I am Treasure till I come your way again next week. On the place where you are watching us from, we are ngspeak.com. On Facebook, we are Prime Media TV, as well as Instagram, we are Prime Media Studio. On TikTok, we are Prime Media Studio. Please do well to follow us. Thank you.